Athena Gray is she. She is Athena Gray, wife to wolf. In the wolf pack, there is the alpha male wolf and the alpha female wolf. They run right alongside each other. Wife to wolf is the alpha female wolf, and the alpha male wolf is...
When you need that, don't hesitate, just send my line, fantasy, yeah. I'm sending chills up down your spine, girl, I need it. Won't catch me in these streets, I play this game for keeps. Now could you say the least, mixing dirty with the Sprite. I just smoke, babe, that's alright. In my zone, in my element, gift from God, for the heaven sent. This that new shit that I'm on, to the face, you know I'm gone. You say I'm always wrong, but keep coming back for more. Touching me, yeah. You see when I see you, the real nigga like the way you need that. Don't hesitate, just in my life, girl, I need it. Won't catch me in these streets, I play this game for keeps. Now could you see the least? Touching me, yeah. Cause see when I see you, the real nigga like the watching me, yeah.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have a topic that is very controversial, but we have the pack here because our motto is anything outside of love is just an illusion. So you are going to hear us tonight discuss a very controversial topic in pure love. First, tonight, I would like to start by welcoming our newest addition to the pack. A long time friend of mine. Beast
What's
Wolf.
up? What's good?
Beast Wolf is in the building, y'all. Beast, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I'm an Army veteran. I've done spoken word, I've done stand-up comedy. I'm multi-talented. I'm ready for this. Like, I'm ready to speak.
Hey.
You know, I've been doing this already, so I'm ready to do this right now.
All right, so the elephant in the room, the motherfucking elephant in the room. Why do they call you Beast?
They call me Beast because I'm a beast on the dance floor, and I'm a beast in the bedroom too.
Clutch my pearls.
Yes. The pearls. All right.
Yes, I challenge you in a dance-off.
Oh yeah, yes, we can go at it. We can go at it. I'm ready.
Ladies
and
gentlemen, we are having a Pack Fan Happy Hour in October, and we have an event to look forward to. Beast and Dr. Love in a dance-off. Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. I need that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I need that. Get
right.
your dancing shoes ready.
Yes, get them ready, because you going up against Beast, Dr. Love, but Beast, I think she got something for that ass. No offense, because you
I don't have an ass, but I can move it.
Okay.
And yes, Beast, you are definitely a beast. Mm-hmm. All right, so tonight's topic is, I'm talking about the dance floor. Just for I see She Wolf over here looking at me like y'all's been fucking. No, okay. Just for everybody listening, me and Beast has not been fucking, and we never been fucking. I'm talking about the damn dance floor. I witnessed it. I seen it for myself. He's a beast. The bedroom part I don't know about, but it is a hot girl summer.
Oh, okay.
Ow!
Yeah. I'm single for the summer too. Single for the summer.
Ooh, okay.
I'm just cutting the fuck up. but hey, the summer's early. Anyway, let's talk about the dick.
Oh. Wait.
On and off on.
Yeah, yours.
We
can
listen,
talk about that right now.
At the end, when you find out next week's topic, you might have to be a demo.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I can't wait for next week.
A dick demo.
I like demonstrations.
All right, right, see, we got to keep this topic very light, and that's what I love about the pack. You are really good at that. All right, so tonight's topic is the overturning of Roe versus Wade. That's the heavy part, right? But the fun part is when the dick goes wrong, right? When the dick goes wrong, somebody's pregnant. Because in most sexual encounters, right, even those who are trying to get pregnant, we've had more sexual encounters when we weren't, right? So usually when you end up pregnant, it's because the dick went wrong. It went left. Shit happened that wasn't supposed to happen. The outcome is not what it was supposed to be. You were supposed to come, but that wasn't supposed to be the outcome. Okay? So the dick went wrong. So what I would like to do is Dr. Kitty Care, for our listeners who maybe been working so much or doing a lot of so much or something, can you please tell them what exactly does that mean, the overturning of Roe versus Wade? Please and thank you.
Well, I think, from the perspective of an OBGYN, the overturning of Roe versus Wade means that you are no longer it's no longer part of the Constitution where you are entitled to an abortion. Okay, so they're actually turning it over to the states and allowing the states to make the decision. Okay, so this is where the quagmire comes in, because all the states are different. As you know, there's a lot of red and blue division. And there are laws already on the books in many of the states dating all the way back to 1840 that criminalizes abortion. Okay, so depending on what state you're in, the state could either have banned the procedure right now as we speak, banned procedures, anything past 6 weeks, and some are set to ban. So that's where all the confusion, I mean, they're still happening, but people are having to travel now, and they're having to look for abortion providers.
Got it. Thank you very much for that detailed explanation. We appreciate it, and we appreciate you. What I would like to go to next is I would like to go into a few questions, and the questions that you all took your handy dandy time to sit with me on Tuesday and write, I fucking lost them. So they're not on my computer. I don't know what happened. But anyway, I need some help. Help us this out. So let's start with Firewolf. Firewolf, what was your reaction when you first heard that Roe versus Wade was overturned?
I just feel like we're going backwards instead of forward. I mean, it's not going to stop people from doing it. It's just going to make it unsafe.
Right.
Okay. So, Firewolf, is it safe to say that you are pro-choice?
Absolutely.
Okay. Firewolf, I'm going to go a little deeper on this because I know you're bold and I know you're brave. I know you don't give a fuck and your camera's not on. But do you think abortion should be legal up to 9 months?
No, that I do not agree with.
Okay. So some say that I actually interviewed to come on to the show that they believe in abortion, but they believe that it should be legal up to a certain amount of months. They're pro-choice, but after a certain amount of months, and they weren't sure what those months were, they think that it should be legal up to a certain point, and then after that, you should either be forced to keep the child or put it up for adoption. Now, in our call preparation, I do remember Dr. Kitty Care explaining to us that I think it was, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not even going to try. How about you tell us one more time how many weeks it is at gestational age where the embryo has all of its functioning organs?
Okay, so here's the deal. The moment, and I'm just going to start backwards. I'm going to start from the beginning. The moment that the sperm and the egg meet, that moment, snap, just like that. You already have the eye color, the hair color, the gender, the ethnicity, and all the DNA present that child will have throughout its entire life. Okay, that's already present at that moment in time. Okay, all the way up until 12 weeks gestation. That's 3 months along. The baby will have its head, its eyes, its nose, a heartbeat, bendable elbows, its hands, its feet, its fingernails.
Now, I'm sorry.
You
Can you just tell me what weeks is that again that you're saying right now? You're talking about has
up until 12 weeks. By the time that baby hits 12 weeks,
okay,
all of those body parts will be present, as well as being able to witness the baby cry. Of course, the technological advances that we have now were not present in 1973 when abortion was legalized by the Supreme Court. Now that we have those advances, we know more. Okay, so we can actually witness life inside the womb.
okay. So at 8 weeks, is it that the baby has all of its major functioning organs?
At 8 weeks, you will see the head, you can see the beginnings of the nose, you can see the fingers, and you will already have a heartbeat that's visibly present.
All right, so back to you, Firewolf. You said not 9 months. What's the cutoff?
I mean, I think, like she said, by 12 weeks, I think anything after that is, unnecessary. Then at that point, I should either, like you say, give it up or keep it. My cutoff would be 12 weeks.
Got it. Thank you, Firewolf. So you are pro-choice, and you do not believe that women should be able to have abortions past 12 weeks, which is equivalent to 3 months.
Unless there are circumstances, I mean, there's women at maybe 6 months or maybe 5 months if they find out something is wrong, or, everybody has their own situation. But in general, I believe anything after 12 weeks,
Got it.
for the norm.
Thank you. Beast?
Yes.
Pro-choice or pro-life?
I think it's a woman's choice, really. It shouldn't be up to the government to be choosing what a woman should do with their body. That's just crazy.
I love it. Keep talking. I love it. I love it. I love it. Keep talking.
I agree with the pro-choice thing. Like, it should be up to the woman. I mean, it's like messing with their rights too. It's like women don't got no rights anymore. Like, the government shouldn't be involved with your body at all.
So, your sister is 8 months pregnant, if you have one. I don't know you have a sister, so sister, if you're watching, no offense, I don't even know if he has one. And she changes her mind for whatever reasons.
Right.
Should she be able to have abortion?
No, I wouldn't. That's too long. 8 months, you said? Yeah, that's too long. Yeah, 3. I agree with, like 3 months. That's I agree with Firewolf. That's crazy. Like, after 3 months, you shouldn't be trying to get no abortion.
Okay. Thank you, Beast. Gray. Gray.
Hey.
Pro-life or pro-choice? Saw.
Neither.
Oh, just put the dick down. Just put the dick down, y'all. Don't fuck with the dick. That's what Gray got.
I honestly think pro-life and pro-choice it's stupid. Both arguments have merits and faults to them. But this is what I believe. I believe that the government should not be making laws that dictate what you can and cannot get done medically. There's a process for that in this country. There's a reason why there's an FDA. There's a reason why there's a board of doctors and a board certification for doctors. There's a reason why we have certain processes in this country. And I would leave it to those people to decide what is safe and what isn't safe, and not some moronic lawyer, who went to law school and doesn't know a thing about freaking, medical procedures.
A shithead, basically.
Nor I think anyone should have an opinion about it unless they're actually a doctor or something.
Got it. Thank you. Dr. Love.
So yeah, I mean, I'm with Gray. I'm with all y'all. Like, I don't think it should be a legal issue. I don't think it should be about a political issue. I think it is really a medical decision and a personal decision that's made in collaboration with your provider
Okay.
or providers or support system, like, right? However, everyone has their own situation.
Okay. All right. So, sister, I don't know if you have a sister either, Dr. Love. Gray,
I do.
I don't know if you have a sister. No, Gray, you don't have a sister. I know that.
I don't have a
But
sister.
let's pretend today you got a sister. And she comes to you and she's 6 months pregnant. Let's take away the 8. You know what? No, everybody gets 8. She's 8 months pregnant with a little boy who you all have already been referring to as Jason. And now she changes her mind. And she's crying to you about how she finally realized she can't do this.
Why is he changing her mind? Why is she changing her mind?
I'm about to tell you why she changing her mind. She's crying about how she realizes she can't do this. She's barely making it on her Starbucks salary as it is. She doesn't want to drop out of school. The dad said he'd be supportive and now he's ghosted her. I can't have this baby, Gray, and I don't want to put it up for adoption. Should she be allowed to abort an 8-month-old fetus who you already know is a boy and is referring to him as Jason? You heard him on his heartbeat. You felt him kick, and you've been reading books to him at night.
This is my sister, my family?
That's your sister that you don't have.
Okay. If it's someone I personally know, I mean, please give me, I'll take care of your kid. That's fine.
You taking it back? Wait a minute, Gray. You'll take the baby today.
I'll take
today.
the
Let's
baby,
go
yeah.
back 10 years ago, Gray. Before you were establishing your career and handling your business. Let's go back 10 years, Gray. Would you take the baby 10 years ago?
Yes.
Gray, all right.
I mean, this is my nephew, right?
That's your nephew, Jason.
Yeah, I mean, you're asking. This is a very personal question.
You don't have a sister.
I'm just no. I just mean the way you're framing this question. It's a personal question that is personal to each person, right? So if I personally have a family member who doesn't want to have a baby, I'm happy to take that baby. If I have no issues with that. But not everyone has that, someone like me in their life, right?
Right, Gray, because that baby is someone's niece, nephew, grandchild, cousin. That baby is something that everyone, in that circle. So that's actually a beautiful way of answering that.
But to tell you how I feel about it, I don't think anyone should get an abortion.
Period.
I just don't. I don't believe in that.
That's
because
fine.
I don't think
I
it's.
love
I don't
it.
think it's. But I'm not going to ask the government to make a law that prosecutes women for having abortions. That is asinine.
Gray, guess what? I've had an abortion, and I still respect you for what you just said. Why? Because you have the right to your opinion. And you live and stand by it, and it's basically who you are as experiences in your past. I respect you for it.
Thank you.
Period. All right.
And I respect you for opening up and telling the audience what you've been through, because that's really hard.
I've had one. I've had one, and you know what? I'll go into that later. But anyway, Dr. Love, do you have a brother?
I do have a brother. Yeah.
You have a sister too?
I do. I should do.
Okay. So your brother, his girlfriend is in this situation, okay? And she's 6 months pregnant. And she wants to get rid of it. She changes her mind. She thought she could do it. She can't. What's your thoughts? Nobody's judging you here.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, so I would want to understand the reasons, and you kind of gave the reasons before. So I don't know if this is the same reasons. Same reasons?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Starbucks salary's not making it. Baby daddy, soon to be baby daddy, ghosted her. She can't do this. She thought she could do this, but she can't. She thought she was going to do it with support. I can't. I don't want to drop out of school. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I know I'm 6 months pregnant, but I can't do it.
I would really go through all the problem solving I could with the person, with my future sister-in-law, and see if there's anything I could do to help or point her in the right direction. And if the cost of having the baby really outweighs the benefits and there's no other solution, I support her fully.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you so much for your
Yeah.
honesty, Dr. Love. And just to let you all know, I do know people. I know women who've had babies. I'm sorry, who've had abortions all the way up to 8 months. And one woman's reason was the dad went to jail. And that changed everything for her. He went to jail for a long time. And she was like, never mind. I can't. There's no way. And that's that. I don't judge her for it. You know what? My opinion on someone else's life, I feel as though is irrelevant if it's not affecting me. I feel that once your life affects me, that's when my opinion matters. But if it's not affecting me, my opinion on your life doesn't matter. Moving on. Dr. Kitty Care.
Yes.
What portion of that question would you like to answer? And I gave you the portion because of your profession.
Yes, it's you know what, it's very difficult because I don't believe government should step in. I think that it is a decision that should be made not only between the woman and the medical provider, but it's between the woman and her God, okay? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, she's the one that's going to have to live with the decision because no matter what, and I am pro-choice, no matter what, as a woman has the right to choose what happens to her body, and it's her body. Now, there's two bodies we're thinking about. As that woman has the right to choose what happens to her body, there's still a death that happens, okay? When we start talking about, terminations at 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, keep in mind 6 months is around 24 weeks gestation. And 24 weeks gestation is when if a baby is born, like delivers premature, that baby has a chance of survival, more than an 50 to 80% chance of survival. It may have certain illnesses associated with prematurity, but that baby can survive outside of mom's womb.
I'm sorry, what was that age again?
And that's what we call the age of viability. So that's why when you get to those gestational ages,
and what was that age that you said the baby can actually survive?
Yes, a 24 weeks
24
gestation.
weeks.
Now keep in mind, and that's 6 months along. So keep in mind, some hospitals, it depends on the hospital, some will consider 23 weeks. Some have even considered 22 weeks. Where they will, if a baby's born prematurely, they will resuscitate that baby, give baby all the comfort measures, IVs, making sure baby, attempting to keep the baby alive. So that's why it becomes one of those really, really hard decisions at that gestational age, even though that there are states that will terminate all the way up until the 9th month.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Kitty Cat. Moving on to She-Wolf. Now, She-Wolf, I'd like to just remind everyone that She-Wolf has, how many children, She-Wolf?
8.
Okay. She-Wolf, are you pro-choice or pro-life?
Neither.
Okay.
I don't feel as though the government should tell me what to do in my household, with my body, at all, and or with my body.
Okay. Have you ever had an abortion?
Yes.
Okay. So you have 8 children and you chose to have an abortion before, and you obviously chose life as well. Mm-hmm. But the difference was it was your choice to choose what you wanted to do at that time.
I included the father, the husband.
Okay.
In every step that I made.
Okay. So you were married when you had an abortion.
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to volunteer any more information about it?
It was very difficult. I can tell you that much. I'm still dealing with it to this day.
Okay. All right. So you're very much affected by your decision. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
If we could rewind the hands of time, would you not have the abortion?
No, I wouldn't have done it.
Okay. Got it. All right. Thank you. So I think we've kind of gone through all of us on that question, right? As to whether or not we're all pro-life, pro-choice. So me personally, I had my first child at 18 and got married at 18. So I think we all know I started off life as pro-life. I started off life as pro-life. Some people think I'm a Republican, but I'm actually independent. I can vote any way at any time. I could vote Republican in the presidential election and turn around and vote Democrat in the government. I'm sorry, the what's the guy's name in charge of the state? The sorry. Oh, put it like this. I love Governor Murphy, okay?
Governor.
Shit. So I could turn around and vote Republican for our president, and then, oh, here it is, Democrat for our governor. That's why I was thinking government.
Yeah,
Okay, plus, this. So, yes. And also with my mayor, the mayor, I can't say her name on air because then you'll know where I live, and I don't want you to know where I live. So, yes, I'm not Republican, and I'm also not pro-life or pro-choice. I think it depends on the circumstances. Therefore, because it depends on the circumstances, I think we should allow people to choose, because every circumstance is not going to apply to someone. I know right now if my daughter got raped, I don't want that fucker's child. I'm not raising his fucking DNA. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it.
Let's bring that up.
No, if my daughter got raped and she comes home and she's crying, and now I gotta raise his child, his DNA. Come on, you all know how important DNA is. I'm sure he didn't give her 26 chromosomes. He gave her 28. Baby's coming out crazy. It's done.
Done.
Okay? So. Go ahead, Dr.
Well,
Lady
Athena, I mean, just to give you the stats on that one, the pregnancies that result from rape and incest are less than 1%. Are less than 1%. So the bulk of abortions being performed globally are due to multiple reasons, whether it be medical conditions, all the way to like going to China and Russia, where people are terminating babies based on their sex. And most of the aborted babies are girls.
Okay. So if my daughter fell into that 1%, I would want her to have the option to have an abortion if that's what she chose. If she came to me and said, Mom, I don't want to have an abortion, I don't believe in it, then I'd support her either way. But I want her to have that choice. So the next thing that I'd like to touch on is when Roe versus Wade was overturned, there were women in the hospitals or outpatient care waiting for abortions, and once the law was overturned, these women couldn't get them, and they were then lost their lives. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the women who lost their lives because this law was overturned.
Terrible.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, what I will say about that is that when it was overturned, a lot of hospitals received notification, and it depends on what state you lived in, where all services were being halted, meaning if you're there to terminate a pregnancy, stop, okay? Everything. They told doctors, you're in trouble. But doctors defied it. There are doctors out there saying, they're getting the signatures on the paper saying, listen, I have this patient that's here. We're going to go ahead, even if that means my license. I'm not playing with these people, because you really actually have doctors really torn between this, because they know that ultimately, I know that they're talking about criminalizing it and persecuting the women, but in all actuality, the government's going to go after the doctors to try to put the kibosh on this. And that could be at minimum losing their medical license or serving time in prison. So they're actually going to go after the abortionist.
Okay, so that's
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's see, and this is like a waste of time and resources. Like, how much money are they dumping into this just to prosecute? Like, prosecuting someone costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. Because you have to have lawyers working on this to prosecute people, and doctors. Like, we already have enough medical professionals in this country, and to throw doctors in jail is like so stupid. It's a waste of our time. It's a waste of our resources. It's a waste of everything. Like, I don't understand. There's people suffering from like diseases, and like there's so many poor people out there that need relief, and we're throwing government money into throwing doctors in jail and women in jail because oh, I'm sorry, I'm the more moral police and I have to keep track of everyone's morality. It's completely ass backwards.
Yeah, we should get rid of the government, definitely. Get rid of the
Well, we
government.
put them there.
Beast.
Throw the
Well,
whole,
and
throw
we,
the
and you're
whole
right.
government
We
in the
put
trash.
them there. Yes, we
Throw
put
the
them
whole
there, and we have
government
to
in the
remember.
trash. Just throw them.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah. And
can we take them out?
ultimately, well, we got to be careful not to say that. We can't say that. We
No,
can't
no,
say
no,
that.
no,
Yeah,
no,
you don't want the FBI knocking on your door. Okay,
No.
you do not want the FBI knocking on your door.
They're like,
Okay,
hold on.
all right.
Beast, we
but
know you're in there.
yeah.
Open up.
Right, absolutely, because they will show up. Okay,
Come in, please.
Beast
I'm a beast in
they
other
will
ways
show
too.
up. Yeah.
Come
All
in.
Yeah,
right.
but
Beast,
So-
please.
yeah, but ultimately, if you ban it, women are going to find a way to do it. They've been doing it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They've been doing it since antiquity,
Right.
even when it was illegal back then.
Right.
Where women used herbal remedies, all kinds of concoctions, plant medicine. You have magazines, Vox and Cosmopolitan, who for the past couple of years have put out articles on how to medically manage your abortion at home. You will drive women underground to go and get the abortion pill. So it's whether it's legal or not, women will still find other ways to do it if they need to do it.
So we're going to
That's true.
circle back to that because, and this is hearsay, but I have people telling me in states kind of like Alabama, they're already pulling, I think, condoms and Plan B pills. So we'll come back to that. We actually have a guest. We have a nice young lady on the call by the name of Tavanya. Is that correct? Am I saying your name properly, Tavanya? I think it's Tavanya, right?
Yes.
Okay, Tavanya. And Tavanya chose to join our call today and chime in on this topic. Tavanya, may I ask, are you pro-life or are you pro-choice?
I'm very much pro-life.
You are pro-life, meaning you do not
Yes.
believe in abortion. Is that correct?
No, I don't.
Okay. So, Tavanya, so obviously it's safe to say if you don't believe in abortion, you never had an abortion, correct?
I've never had an abortion.
Okay.
Correct.
Do you have any children?
Yes, I have 8 children, all by the same man. Their names are Shay, Lonnie, Tayshawn, Devontae, Raymond, but we call him Ray Ray.
Okay.
Shamika,
Mhm.
Tanika, and Taekwonda.
Taekwondo. Okay, got it. Okay. And okay, so you're a mom of 8.
Yes.
Okay, so if you got pregnant tomorrow, would you have number 9?
No, so I believe that sex is to procreate and it's not for guilty pleasures of the world. I think that, people shouldn't just have sex just to have sex. Like I said, sex is to procreate. So, if you have sex, you get pregnant, you should keep the baby. I don't think that abortions are right. And I don't believe in contraceptions either.
So you don't use any contraceptives. So basically, every time you've ever had sex, it was to have a baby?
Yes, correct. Me and my husband have sex to procreate. Like I said, I have 8 kids. So I started having kids at 19 years old. So basically, I've been having kids every year. And, I plan to procreate more.
So you will have number 9 and 10 and 11 and 12 and 13?
Yes.
So, and I'm sorry if this is a personal question, and you can choose not to answer it if you don't want to. Okay, I just have to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do oral at all?
No, we don't do oral. We just have sex. Like I said, it's just for the sole purpose of procreating. We don't have sex for our pleasure.
So, do you think at child number 20 you would decide to start doing oral? I'm just asking. Like, if you had 20 kids and you're kind of like, I'm done, do you think you would be like, you know what? Because we have a show next week that shows people how to give good head. And at some point...
I felt it. You rubbed off on me.
Can't wait for
Athena
that
got
show.
her priorities.
I had to like it.
And this is why we're in the trouble we're in right now. Okay.
Oh, okay.
At some point... I'm sorry. Is it Latavanya? What is it? Is it...
It's Tavanya.
Okay.
Thank you.
Tavanya, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
You say you're just having sex just to procreate. You're not. Are you enjoying the sex? I mean, are you like you
Yes,
out
we
enjoying
enjoy.
having?
Yes,
I
yes,
mean,
we enjoy the sex. We have kids,
I
right?
mean,
So
I think people can
it's not.
get pregnant without coming. I mean, Dr. Kitty, am I right? Can you get pregnant if you didn't come?
Yeah, a lot of women get pregnant that way. They're not
Well,
satisfied.
Tavania, I'm
Okay,
not
they're
gonna
not
ask
satisfied.
you, but
I
it's
figured
true.
that. Like
Yeah.
well,
y'all just having.
my man, like I said, anyway, he satisfies me in every way, and yeah, we have 8 kids because of it. So yeah, and we're gonna keep having kids.
Mm, mm,
So you never had
Mm.
sex for fun? You
No,
just
we don't. I don't think that. I don't think that having sex, for guilty pleasure is God's way.
oh, okay. People got
Ta-
into it.
Tavanya,
Okay.
is your husband helpful with these children? Does he help you out a lot? Like, is it?
So right now, he's in jail. He's in and out of jail, but he provides for us. He gives us, enough money to where I hold it down when he's in jail. So he provides for us.
Wow. So he's in jail right now today.
Yes,
And you have how many children?
8, all by him.
How many of the children has he actually, like their births, has he been out of jail for?
He's only been there for about 3 of them, but that doesn't matter because whenever he gets out of jail, he gets to know his kids, whatever. Like I said, when he comes in and out of jail, so he'll have his, I'll bond him out for a little bit, and then he might go back, but that doesn't really matter. We still figure it out. We make it work.
Got
If you
it.
don't mind me asking, how do you provide for your children? How does he provide being behind bars?
He has little side businesses going, so he makes enough money to have us have the money while he's gone.
So do you receive any kind of assistance?
No, he provides everything.
Got it. Okay. Got it. All right.
Hmm.
Tavanya, does anyone else have any questions for Tavanya?
Don't you want a father figure in the house though? You say he's always in and out of jail.
Anyways, he's still a good father, even though he's not there. I take him. The kids talk to him over the phone, so they have some type of relationship with him. He's fine. He's a good father.
What was the crime that he committed?
I don't want to disclose that.
That's cool.
A woman standing by her man. So he's a good daddy. Wherever the hell he's at. All right, Tavanya. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you calling in to share your perspective. We all wish you the absolute best with your children. We wish you the absolute best with your marriage. And thank you very much, Tavanya.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Ivania,
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
speak out.
All right. So we said that we were going to come back to something. What was it? Something Dr. Kitty Care was talking.
The expenses of pregnancy, maybe.
Oh, what can we do, right? What were we gonna say? Oh wait, no, that was
Dr. Kitty Care was talking about something. And I was like, we're going to come right back to that after we take this call.
oh.
All right. Well, anyway, next question. Dr. Kitty Care, do you have one? Does anyone else?
Well, yeah, I think one of my concerns is what we're seeing on the media, where we're seeing this great gender divide. Okay, where you have the feeling, or what's being portrayed is that it's men that's governing the uterus of women, and that, in my opinion, is not factual. It's untrue. I think in regards to how, where men are concerned, men have the right to have an opinion. I mean, we don't mind them having an opinion so long as they're pro-choice. We don't mind them having an opinion when they're rallying alongside us or running on the pro-choice platform or casting their votes in Washington, D.C. But we have a problem if they have an opinion, if they're pro-life. When I think about it, just going back to 1973, the Supreme Court justices, the vote was 7-2 to legalize abortion, and the 7 who voted were men. So, I mean, we can't have it both ways. And the big drivers behind the pro-life movement are women, are mostly women. The big organizations, the presidents are women. Most notably, Dr. Martin Luther King's niece, Alveda King, who's a staunch activist for the unborn. So to say that men can't have an opinion, I think that's absolutely false, considering that the baby that was created has both of their DNA.
All right, so really quick question. Good point, Dr. Kitty Carey. You made me think of one of the questions. So, Beast, I'm going to start with Beast. I'm going to address the 2 alpha males on this call today. Beast, okay. Do you think abortion, Roe versus Wade being overturned, affects men?
Yeah, it affects us because, we expect to have a son or a daughter sooner or later in his life. And yeah, it affects us as well. I mean,
so you expect to have a son or daughter soon in his life. Do you think Roe versus Wade being overturned in your state will get you a sooner son or daughter quicker? I mean, because there's some chicas that have abortions and the guy don't know. Let's talk about that, right? So
that's happened. That's actually happened to me. Oh. That's actually happened to me. Like the girl got pregnant and I didn't know she was pregnant. She called me the next day like, I got an abortion. I was like, what? You didn't tell me you was even pregnant. Oh well. I was only 16 anyway.
Okay. So how do you think Roe versus Wade being overturned will affect men?
It's going to affect us in a way where if someone wants to, have a kid with the one they with, and if the woman doesn't want the baby, I don't think he can do nothing about it because it's her body. You know?
Okay, so one important topic that was brought up to me. Let's talk about those football players or athletes or just celebrities, period, who tried to kill. I think there was one in North Carolina where the woman was like 9 months pregnant and he threw her in her trunk and I think like set the trunk on fire. I'm sorry if I made it a little bit more violent than what it was, but you know me. My sister calls me animated. So basically, what about women who can't have abortions now by men who don't want the kids and they get murdered because of it? Like, there's guys out there like, I don't want this baby. I don't want a baby with you. And now the woman doesn't have a choice to go get rid of it. What about these women whose lives can be taken because this law has been overturned by sick bastards like that?
Yeah, it's about to get crazy out here. And it's going to be the government's fault. It's going to be their fault. I'll put all the blame on them because that's what they're creating crazy motherfuckers. They're creating them.
Gray, do you think that this law of Roe versus the amendment of Roe versus Wade being overturned will affect men?
As far as it goes, abortion, maybe. I don't know. It depends on the person. I don't have an opinion about the law, right? Like, I don't see why it's a matter of law. Even like the Roe v. Wade decision was more centered around like your right to privacy when it comes to healthcare, which is, I think a lot of people would agree with that. You do have a right to privacy when it comes to healthcare procedures, and that means you can privately get an abortion if you want to, provided that it's safe and you're going to be healthy from it afterwards, right? And there's a lot of safe and effective methods to have an abortion now. So you can apparently have abortions all the way up to like 8-9 months, which is, I personally think, is ridiculous. I don't think you should do that, but I mean, what's the alternative, right? Being born into a family that nobody wants you, and a lifetime of like trauma and like heartache.
Because some people have these children and treat them really bad, to your point. Yeah.
Right, exactly. And there's just so many problems. I mean, if you want people to have babies, make it cheaper for people to have babies. You know, uh, make it so that the social services that are available for people, so they can have more children if you want that, right? And so if you are pro-life, then I guess you have to also be pro the government funding uh, different programs to support I'm sorry, support adoption, and support lowering healthcare costs so that women can actually have a baby. Because I don't never had a baby, but I heard like the bills can be upwards of $100,000, and I was like, what?
Right, right.
Like to have a baby, you have to buy a small house, like for each one.
Right. Good point, Greg. So,
Right.
Firewolf, I'm sorry because I couldn't see you. I haven't addressed you in a minute. I'm sorry. Do you have anything you'd like to chime in about what we've kind of touched on so far? All right, Kit. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Firewolf, are you there? No. All right, Dr. Kitty Care, what were you going to say? I'm sorry.
Yeah. When you ask the question, how will it impact men? Well, it depends on the man. The two most common scenarios that I've encountered over 20 years has been the woman who is coming in, has made the decision she wants to terminate her pregnancy. The man is either he's in the dark about it, or he is completely devastated because he wants her to have the baby, or if she doesn't have the baby, or if she and he wants to take care of the baby or give the baby up for adoption. Okay, there's that man. Okay, but then there's the other man who where I've had situations, and a lot of situations, you guys, where women have come in where they allowed themselves to be manipulated or coerced into terminating a pregnancy they did not want to terminate because they were involved with a man who did not want to be around for her, did not want a child, didn't want anything. He said, meet me downstairs and I'll give you a check anywhere from 500 to 1,000, and let's get rid of the problem. So those were the two most common scenarios that I've encountered in my career, more so than women with medical issues, rape, incest, any of that. It's been those two.
Got it. Okay. Thank you. So let's pretend we're the jury. All right. We're gonna start with me. I'm a juror, and there's a woman who is on trial for the murder of her 8-month-old baby. The Roe versus Wade is overturned, and she went and had an abortion anyhow, and whatever reason she got caught. Maybe the baby was found in a alleyway when they thought it was dead and it really lived, for whomever performed her abortion. Because you all know that back in the day, before abortions were legal, women were having abortions in alleyways. Some of the women were dying, some of the children were dying, whatever it was, people were dying. So I'm on a jury, and they've proved to me that this woman knows that the baby was 8 months old, and she went anyway and had an abortion. And now we're in the back room where the jurors have to all decide what their decision is, whether it's guilty or not guilty. I'm going to find this woman not guilty. And my reason being is she's willing to risk her life enough to get rid of the child. She must have really wanted not to have a child. Mom, I'm not guilty. I don't want to make this too heavy for all of you, so if you don't want to answer the question, you don't have to answer it. Any other jurors in the building? I'm finding her not guilty.
I'd probably hang the jury, because it'd be a hung jury with me, because I'm going to tell you, if you're talking about 8 months and you're talking about 32 weeks, that baby was born alive. And I have a problem when I hear on the news that babies were being left in trash cans, right, or abandoned in other places. And I have a problem with that, because
I just want to make sure I point out that they thought this baby was not alive when they left it. Okay, I just want to make sure that details pointed out.
You're going to say that? Okay,
right. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, they thought the baby was dead at 32 weeks.
Well, they did something right before giving her the abortion to make sure the baby was dead, and they thought the baby was dead. But let's just say the baby was unconscious from whatever they did to try to make sure the baby was dead. When the baby was found, she didn't know it was alive. She thought she just had a regular abortion.
Is the baby alive right now? Is the baby
Baby's
healthy?
alive now, but she thought she had an abortion.
Okay, is the baby healthy?
Baby's healthy.
Oh,
Or,
okay.
you know what? If the baby's unhealthy, you tell me your verdict and tell me if the baby's healthy.
So she's on trial for attempted murder.
Yes, because she had an abortion and she thought the baby was dead. The baby is healthy or the baby's unhealthy. If the baby's unhealthy, even though she thought the baby was dead and she risked her life to get rid of the baby, verdict, juror number gray, or guilty or not guilty?
I'm just gonna slap the prosecutor for even prosecuting that.
I'm going to slap his ass with you. I might bite him.
I mean,
Anybody
a
else?
lawyer had to sit there and make arguments and prosecute this woman. And the judge had to sit there and listen to it, and jurors had to sit there and listen to it.
A
We had to get
waste of
police to go
fucking
arrest her.
taxpayers' goddamn money.
We had to get police to go arrest her, bring her to freaking justice, quote unquote, right? And everyone had to sit there, waste hundreds of thousands of dollars on this, just so you know we could bring some poor woman, like she's literally, and I mean like physically, like I mean she's probably really poor, you know, if she had to get some sort of weird back room alley abortion or something like that, you know, like she didn't have access to go to a state where it was legal. So
Any other
wow,
jurors? Any other jurors?
there's a
but
lot
usually-
of wrong here.
But usually that's not how it's. I appreciate the scenario, but typically, and I'm not going to mention it on YouTube because it's actually a little bit more gruesome. If she went and terminated a pregnancy on her own, like tried to do something in her home, I think that is that what you're pertaining to? Because if it's
No.
ever done at an abortion clinic, they leave it in a they
she
leave the
was
baby in a sterile room.
Basically, she was given an injection and told to show up in the alleyway 3 days later. She was told that the injection would cause the baby to not be alive, and then they would induce her to deliver it, but the baby would be dead when it was delivered.
I think this is like a ridiculous scenario.
What if I told you it was true?
Yeah, I don't think it's ridiculous. But what do I know?
Nothing surprises me. But what I will say is this: if at 8 months, if I went and murdered her while she was pregnant, most courts would try me for 2 homicides.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, most courts would try me for not only homicide of her but feticide, or it would be 2 homicide. It would be 2 charges they would come after me.
Any other jurors?
Not guilty. I believe personally, I respect everyone else's opinion, but I believe not guilty because I really think that quality of life is really important. And mental health is really important. And I don't think it's like a black and white life or death thing. I think that the unintentional abuse or trauma that this person could endure, and same with the person who has to go through all of this, like it's just, I really not guilty, and I'm so upset that it's even just like Gray, that it's even something we're having a trial over. Like how
Taxpayers pay money for that. They pay money so that we can prosecute women for wanting or getting abortions. That's
Any other jurors? All right, so
I'm-
I'm sorry, She-Wolf.
I think
I'm gonna say not guilty, but only on I think once all said and done, I think the whole feeling of this whole process will be enough burden on her shoulders for life. That's enough punishment right there, and the scars to go
Okay.
with it.
All right. So now I'm going to share my experience. All right. So if any of you know me, maybe you don't, maybe you do, maybe you wish you did. But either way, at 18, I became pregnant and I had my son. And luckily for me, I became pregnant by a man who was willing to marry me and who promised that he would be a good father and he'd be there for me. And he immediately dropped. He was one of the best running backs in the country, and he dropped all of that to get a job and provide health insurance and money and whatever he could to support me, and he did it. And he is. And was, because my son's grown now, one of the best fathers I've ever seen. I love my dad, but he could take a few pages out of my son's father's book. My father's an excellent father, don't get me wrong, but my son's dad is superb. We never went to court for child support. He always made sure his son had. He always made sure his son felt loved. He was always there, Johnny on the spot. Okay? I don't regret having my son at all. However, when my son was 4 months old, I found that I was pregnant again. The last thing I wanted to do is become a statistic. Okay? We have one car, and he's taking the car to work every day, and I'm getting on a bus, dropping the kid off at daycare, and getting back on the bus to go to college. And he's providing for us while I get to go to college because that was my dream before I had my son. And I found out I'm pregnant again. I can't even sit in the college classroom because I'm sick, just constantly running to the bathroom to vomit. Face swelling, feet swelling at 3 months. We plan to keep the child, but when I realized that if I had this baby, I was not going to be able to make it to 9 months. I was going to drop out before the 9 months because of how sick I was. I changed my mind. And I went to him and I said, I'm sorry. I did this once, but I can't do this again because I'm going to become a statistic. I don't want to be a statistic. He said, I don't agree with it, but I'll go with you. And he went with me, and I had my very first abortion. And I said first because later in life I had another one. And you can judge me if you want to, but how many fucks do you think I have to give? Because my direct deposit is still going to hit tomorrow. So yes, I am pro-choice, but at one time in my life, I was pro-life. I thought abortion was bad, and I don't regret having my son, but I had him most importantly because I was pro-life. But later, I became pro-choice because I had to make a choice to choose me. And that's sometimes where we women have to come to, whether we're mothers of 5, 6, 7, 8, or 2. There comes a time where we have to choose ourselves. And that's what I did, and I don't fucking regret it at all. Never has a day gone by that I regret it, because I wouldn't be sitting in this goddamn seat right here. I don't even regret marrying an asshole after that, because I wouldn't be sitting in this seat right here. I don't regret shit, half of the decisions I made, because they landed me right here with all of you. And I wouldn't be here with all of you if I didn't make those decisions. Now, on that note, since we got heavy, let's get honey now. Next week's topic. Anybody want to tell everybody what the next week's topic is? The throat goat. Who's the throat goat, right? Maybe some of y'all need to learn how to suck a dick so you can't be getting pregnant all the goddamn time since they've been overturned for Roe versus Wade. We're going to have some true throat goats sign on to Zoom next week and show you how to suck a dick right so you don't get pregnant.
I can do both.
And then maybe the second half should be a show for you motherfuckers that don't know how to eat pussy.
8 to prove it, and they're all successful. Because I did not use government assistance to care for all 8. They're all professionals. The top 3. Oh yeah, I gotta pull that back. And I have a degree myself.
So with that said, I think we need to call this the throat goat, and it needs not to just be sucking dick. Because you know what? If half of you motherfuckers ate pussy right, then we wouldn't be pregnant.
I've never gotten a girl pregnant.
She fucking sucks your dick good, but then she wants to fuck because you can't eat pussy right. I'm not talking about
you never gotten a girl pregnant.
I wouldn't
what?
Know,
you never got a girl pregnant?
Yeah, never.
Eat it. If everybody steps up their oral.
I never got a girl pregnant. I've been very careful.
Okay.
I took Athena's advice.
I got a drink for that.
I take care of my ladies.
Sometimes when the night gets really hot, the dick goes wrong.
I'm sorry. Sometimes I can't pull out. I'm sorry. More power to you, Greg.
Sometimes I just want to die in that shit.
Thank you, Beast.
Yeah, I cannot pull out. I mean, it's so good in there. It feels like heaven in there sometimes, you know?
Girl,
I
next
don't know how you.
week. Come on. This is gonna be
I
juicy.
had a visual.
I'm gonna have to brush up on my
Oh.
skills. Oh my gosh.
Who the hell leaves heaven?
Oh, I know what I'm doing this weekend.
Some of y'all need to learn to give a little bit more attention to the meat with your mouth. But we're going to teach you next week. For those of you who don't know, we're going to have some throat goats in the building. But on that note, the throat goat needs to not just be the dick. It needs to be the vagina, too.
Wait, can I say something? I just want to say,
Please.
I know this is so fun. Humans everywhere, I fully support all of you who want to get an abortion. Do it. Do what you want. I fully support it. And I respect everyone's opinion that is not the same as mine, but I don't agree with it. And Athena, I really just want to say to what you said before, I think choosing you and loving you was the most loving thing you could have done for that unborn child. And I heart you so much for sharing the story.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry I'm bringing it backwards. I just feel like I didn't get a chance to say that.
That's okay.
And now, we can talk about
throat goat
when it doesn't go wrong.
Put that shit
Can
in
we
your
get a
throat.
live demonstration next week?
And you dudes need to learn how to do
Everyone
this.
bring
I
bananas.
think the viewers need to really understand how to.
We're going to teach y'all how to suck a dick and eat some pussy next Thursday, right here on BKS1 Radio. Good evening, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Peace out.
Bye.
We're going to start a new chat with Beast in it.
Oh, Beast, I'll see you on the dance floor.
We lost her.
That'll definitely have viewers next week. Too funny.
Let me see that.